Sorry, I'm trying to adjust my camera a bit.
It's all good.
Because I need to light my cigar a little bit better.
Yeah.
There's method to my madness. So the ways in which they are similar, it's clearly through the notion that they were able to reinvent themselves over the course of their careers. All right.
That's well.
Sorry. There we go. So they were able to reinvent themselves in their careers. So if you look at Frank Lloyd Wright, I mean, one of the statements in the book that I found to be extremely insightful was the fact that if you take the beginning, middle, and end of Frank Lloyd Wright's career, the book very clearly states that it really could have been the buildings that he designed in those eras could have been designed by 3 different architects.
Yeah.
Which is pretty amazing that at 80 some odd years old, at the twilight of his career, first of all, he did his most profound work.
Yeah, it was not even quite the twilight. It was pretty on that uptick, and then it's like, well, you can't live forever.
But clearly was something that could have been done by 3 different architects. And so he proved himself, like Madonna, able to reinvent himself, not for the public's sake, but for his own sake, for the sake of creativity, for the sake of pushing himself to excel.
Yeah.
And Johnson was an architectural chameleon. And so, we talked a lot about that. We talked about, okay, well, who's Roark and who's Keating and all of this. And, clearly the students, obviously fell on the side of Roark as Frank Lloyd Wright and Johnson as Keating, because Johnson really was subjugating himself to the opinions of the masses as he reinvented himself. But Frank Lloyd Wright did it in a way that was pure, that was inventive, that was insightful in a way that we've rarely seen, and certainly in architecture in a very unique way. But he did clearly reinvent himself in 3 very distinct phases. So that is a similarity between the 2 of them that you can't deny.
Yeah, in that they did constantly change. It was also interesting to really see how all over the map Johnson was on, especially in a lot of times reverting to classicism as the pinnacle. Excuse me. But between the 2, what is that intent, and also what is the follow through? I mean, especially in the physical built work, you can tell that Johnson is trying to do what Mies and Korb and others are doing. First, Frank Lloyd Wright, he's really trying to push the creativity and the intellect, and it's both through their admitted statements, but also through their work. I mean, we don't study any Philip Johnson buildings. Like, yeah, the glass house is in the textbooks, but we turn to the next page and we look at the Farnsworth house, because technically it was just before, because it was his house, so he just funded it himself and just built it, versus Beast really had a client to contend with.